This video is brought to you by Squarespace. A couple of weeks ago, I attended a conference where I learned a number that truly stunned me: 712. That's the number of airlines that exist as of March 2023. Here at Simply Aviation, our mission is to share insights into as many different airlines and their products as possible, and we have showcased more airlines firsthand than anyone else on the internet. Today's trip on ITA Airways will be our 229th airline, but that still means we have not even showcased a third of all airlines. And that's why we rely on recommendations from you, our viewers, as to which important carriers and airliners we're still missing. And ITA Airways Airbus A350 was probably the most requested plane in recent months. But the time has finally come. Today we're taking a trip from Bologna via Rome to New York to see what the flagship of Italy's new national airline has to offer. Aviation geeks and frequent flyers, welcome to this new episode of our review series Brutally Honest. It's 4:30 in the morning right now, and I'm just leaving the airport hotel here in Bologna to take the first shuttle of the day over to the terminal. I was already able to check in for my trip online, but I still like to have my boarding pass printed so I can add them to the intros of these videos. Bologna's Guglielmo Marconi International Airport is fairly unremarkable. It has one terminal, which doesn't have any jet bridges, and its main carrier is Ryanair. One thing I love about the airport is that it's very close to the city and has a brand new monorail, the Marconi Express, that gets you into the city center in just 8 minutes. The largest plane that regularly serves the airport is Emirates Boeing 777-300ER, which makes this one of the smallest airports in Emirates' network. If you want to see what that plane is like, we've got a Brutally Honest episode about Emirates 777 economy class on our channel available as well. The coolest thing about the airport, though, is that it has a Lamborghini Huracan Follow Me car. That's because these things are manufactured just 10 minutes from here. But I digress. Security control was horrible because Ryanair has multiple aircraft based here which all start their day at 6 AM on the dot, meaning there are at least 1,000 passengers all swarming to the security lines at around 5 AM every day, so plan ahead. Since there are no jet bridges, we took a bus to our plane. Our first ride of the day is this 2001 built Airbus A320 registered EI-IKF. Before flying for ITA Airways, that's how you pronounce it by the way, ITA coming from Italia, the Italian word for, well, Italy. Before flying for ITA Airways, the aircraft flew for Alitalia, the former flag carrier, which was in operation from 1946 until 2021, with it being a private company during its final years, but continuously failed to become profitable. In the wake of the COVID pandemic, the government of Italy took over the airline because it wouldn't have survived the economic hardship of the downturn in air travel during that time. It was then reorganized into a new company which bought some of Alitalia's most valuable assets, including the IATA code AZ, slots in London Heathrow, and also Alitalia's brand. But the European Commission said the new company couldn't just buy all of the assets of the old one without a legal tender, and also recommended against continuing to use the former company's brand. It also can't remain in the hands of the government forever, which is why a buyer is being searched for, with Lufthansa and Air France-KLM being the only companies showing serious interest. As of right now, ITA Airways is still owned by Italy's Ministry of Economy and Finance, under which it is once again a member of the SkyTeam Alliance and has received plenty of shiny new planes. And one symptom of this management is that there are still elements of it that simply do not make any economic sense. Like that there was a complimentary beverage service on my flight to Rome. It's nice, I appreciate it, but the flight time is 35 minutes, not an hour and 35, just 35 minutes from liftoff in Bologna to touchdown in Rome. They weren't even able to serve all passengers and had to stop halfway through the plane because the flight is too short for a full beverage service. And their main competitor on domestic routes is Ryanair, which just means that ITA must have its cost under control if it wants to survive that competition. So I expect this complimentary service on short-haul flights to be one of the first things to be cut if and when it gets taken over by a private company. We have just arrived here at Rome Fiumicino's Leonardo da Vinci International Airport. The airport has undergone an impressive transformation in recent years, including the addition of visually stunning elements like these gate screens that wrap around the entire gate. Not just does this make them clearly visible from all sides, it also looks very futuristic. A new ITA Airways lounge in Concourse A is currently under construction, while one in Concourse E is already in operation, featuring a pasta bar and freshly made pizza. Unfortunately, not while I was there because it's 9 o'clock in the morning, but I mean, everyone would say yes to a fresh pizza at 9 AM, right? The improvements around the airport are truly impressive, with my only dislike about the airport being the same I have for Amsterdam Schiphol. The layout of the terminals is so spread out that walking distances become quite large very quickly, so bring some comfy shoes. To my surprise, ITA Airways still asked passengers for US-bound flights to fill out those pandemic-related attestation forms of the US CDC, which I haven't had to fill out anymore on most of my other US-bound flights in recent months, but it takes like a minute, so who cares. Boarding started perfectly on time, and we're off to board our plane, a 2019-built Airbus A350-900 registered EI-IFD. You may have noticed, this plane doesn't yet carry ITA Airways' shiny blue livery, and that's because the plane was originally supposed to be delivered to China's HNA Group and be placed with either Hainan Airlines or Beijing Capital Airlines. But the HNA Group never took delivery of the aircraft, and it was then taken over by ITA, which needed new aircraft to be in operation quickly, so quickly in fact that they decided not to wait to get the plane painted, but fly it in a temporary white livery with just logo stickers and get it painted sometime later. The interior might also undergo some changes when ITA is taken over by another carrier. As of right now, the A350 features just two classes, a business class with 33 of Collins Aerospace's Super Diamond seats in a 1-to-1 configuration. Economy class features the typical 333 configuration found on most Airbus A350s. You can choose between a total of 301 economy seats across two sections, with the front couple of rows having extra legroom, as well as some improved amenities such as larger, higher quality pillows, but those seats cost extra. Throughout the entire economy cabin, the airline uses Recaro's CL3710 seats, which can be found on over 40 different airlines, and we have come across on multiple flights in recent months, including on Gulf Air's Airbus A320neo and Eva Air's Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner. Each seat has a headrest, which can be adjusted vertically as well as on the sides. And a pillow and blanket were waiting on the seat already. The pillows ITA Airways uses are the same as on United Airlines, and unfortunately not in a good way. The single-use covers make them way too scratchy, and they're also too thin to properly use them as neck pillows. My personal preference here is something like Finnair currently offers, normal-shaped pillows with a cover made of real fabric. I appreciate the intention to be different, but these type of pillows are just not all that comfortable. Being 180 centimeters tall, the legroom is good. There's also a seat back pocket which has these little extra pockets that are very useful for things like your phone. A tray table which can be used half opened or fully opened is installed as well, just like an adjustable entertainment screen with the audio port and USB port beneath it. Beneath the rows you will find two universal power outlets for each 3 seats. Coat hooks are available as well. While I like the design of the seats, somewhat resembling those of an Italian sports car, the bright fabric is just a poor choice in that it is prone to staining. The fabric itself is very comfortable to sit on though. ITA Airways also has a really cool sports-themed safety video, one that feels very Italian, starring some of Italy's most accomplished athletes. However, it fails in terms of accessibility as neither subtitles nor sign language is part of it.
Your hand baggage must be placed under the seat in front of you or in the overhead lockers. Allacciate your high-heeled shoes.
Well, all of France awaits this effort from Canon.
Scendete tramite gli appositi scivoli e allontanatevi subito dall'aereo.
Leave the aircraft through the evacuation slides and move quickly away from it.
Il salvagente si trova nella tasca sotto la vostra poltrona. In caso di necessità, indossatelo e gonfiatelo tramite l'apposita maniglia rossa solo al momento di abbandonare l'aereo. Se è necessario, soffiate nel tubo di gomma. Saranno distribuiti salvagente per bambini. In caso di necessità, dovranno essere gonfiati prima di abbandonare l'aereo.
Over there you can see two of Delta's Airbus A330neos, an aircraft I recently got the chance to fly on as well, from Tokyo to Los Angeles in economy class. The video about this flight will be out soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you won't miss it. Now it's time for us to make our way to New York. Right after takeoff, the crew handed out complimentary pairs of headphones. And right after that, it was time for lunch. Two options were given, where I went with the pasta, of course. We're on an Italian airline after all. And the meal did not disappoint. For the main course, we've got cannelloni filled with ricotta in a bechamel sauce, and on the side there was a cold bread roll and some unsalted butter. For the appetizer, a potato and green bean salad with pesto, and for dessert, some chocolate crumble on a sweet cream. As well as a pack of crackers, but unfortunately no cheese. All in all, a very nice meal that I'm more than happy with. If ITA Airways would look at an improvement, I'd suggest to warm up the bread roll and maybe provide some cheese with the crackers. The main course itself was very filling, but it was a bit bland, which, you know, happens when you mix ricotta with bechamel sauce. Maybe just use tomato sauce instead. Overall, it was a nice meal though, and afterwards coffee and tea were offered too. Then the cabin was darkened, so let's see if we can find something to watch on the in-flight entertainment system. ITA Airways Airbus A350s featured the Thales Aviation system, which is one of the most widely used in-flight entertainment systems and is also what Emirates planes are equipped with. It runs super smoothly, but opposed to that, you'll find a rather limited amount of movies and TV shows, or rather English language movies and TV shows. ITA Airways has a fair amount of Italian content, but it's content in other languages where they fall a bit short. They do offer music as well, and a couple of games which run very smoothly too. And a state-of-the-art mapping application is available as well. The plane is also equipped with in-flight Wi-Fi, which includes complimentary use of messaging apps, as well as a slower 2-hour pass for $10 or a faster full-flight pass for $25, with the latter being limited to 500 megabytes total. During the flight, non-alcoholic beverages were available in the rear galley, but no snacks were offered. Before landing, hot sandwiches were handed out as a pre-landing snack, filled with what tasted like ham and mayonnaise. They were edible, but this is something where I'm actually a bit pissed. Out of all airlines, why is it ITA Airways, the flag carrier of Italy, that doesn't serve pizza or focaccia as a pre-landing snack? You know how many airlines serve something like pizza or focaccia as a pre-landing snack, but ITA Airways chose not to? That is a very painful missed chance to round up that Italian feel after having a lounge with a pizza and pasta bar, a gorgeously designed cabin with an Italian feel to it, a very Italian safety video, good pasta during the main course. How can you not serve a slice of pizza to round up that experience? I mean, they put little Italian flags on the seats. They put so much effort into the details, it's actually really impressive. The entire corporate design is really well made and balances out the light blue, resembling the color of Italy's national soccer team, which is nicknamed Gli Azzurri, or the Blues, balance out that light blue with a more elegant color palette throughout the cabin and the soft product elements. For the company, you can tell that there is still work to do, final touches that are necessary, from the pre-landing snack to the fact that everyone from check-in to cabin staff still wore the old green Alitalia uniforms. The airline has had a good start and needs to continue to work on improving and streamlining the experience. And if the kinks are worked out, I am surprisingly confident that they can actually become profitable with a private sector owner that keeps a tight leash on the cost side. The airport in Rome has improved a lot, and ITA Airways is on the right track. That makes me very excited for what the future holds for them. I also got to fly back from New York to Rome on ITA Airways, this time on one of the shiny blue A350s, with the soft product being largely the same, only that this time the bread rolls with the main course were warm, but then the pre-landing snack was cold, which was just a piece of marble cake. All in all, I would fly them again if the price is right, but one of the reasons it took us a while to review them is that many of their long-haul routes are just ridiculously expensive. I mean, good for them, but I'm not sure if the overall soft product is worth what they often charge. While the seats were great, the pillows and the IFE were meh, and the meal was good with room for improvement, and it was a pre-landing snack that was just a hit and a miss. All that making ITA Airways fairly average. Not great, but not bad either. A good airline with a solid product, which, if they continue working in the right direction, has a great potential to be phenomenal. With that, thank you so much for watching and coming along today. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. And special thanks for Squarespace for helping us make today's video possible. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your own website. Whether you want to start a blog, promote your business, or simply share information, Squarespace gives you a myriad of base designs to start off from and plenty of tools to manage your website, such as the possibility to provide gated members-only content or to send email newsletters and leveraging audience insights, all in just one easy-to-use platform. Create your own community with Squarespace's fully integrated commenting system, powerful blogging tools to draft, schedule, and publish posts, where you can even embed your own social media posts as well, and provide the world with your products by using Squarespace's built-in inventory, product promotion, and bookkeeping systems. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/simplyaviation for 10% off your first purchase for a website or domain name.